Right.
on mobile homes. It's not what you think it is, and it's a lot easier to get into than single family houses. It really is.
That's
You got $1,000, I can get you a mobile home. And I can show you how to fix it up and rent it.
I'm so happy about that. That's exactly why I wanted to bring you on.
Yeah. I mean, I started with $0.
Good God Almighty.
$0 and not a clue what I was doing. What does a girl from the Bronx know about mobile homes? Think about that. I had no clue about mobile homes, but I learned, and it really wasn't difficult. It's a whole nother language to learn, the moving pieces.
Yeah.
But it's just like that with anything else.
That's right. Ain't nothing different. What else is that? It's like, what the hell else you gonna?
That's it. Where can you go? Like I said, I got my first 4 mobile homes for free. I put $3,000 in them, and not all at once, but $3,000 over time. And I made my money back within the first month of selling it or renting it out.
Which is unheard of.
And then I kept them for 8 years, and I sold them like 4 or 5 times over. You know how much money I made on those mobile homes?
How much? A lot. It's a song that got something, a lot.
About $15,000 a home.
Unbelievable.
Over those 7 to 8 years. And I put $3,000. And remember, I told you I had no money. So that $3,000 didn't come out of my pocket all at once. I played, I was playing the chess game. I was doing like the cups in New York where you just move the cups around.
Monty.
Find the ball.
Round up. Come on in. We're just hanging out. I got to tell y'all, one of the millionaire secrets that I learned, this one of them, so many, we have to be master recruiters. Would you agree with that, Stephanie?
Oh, definitely. It's about networking. It's about recruiting. It's just, it all comes together. Don't think, whatever you don't know, there is someone out there that knows it and they're willing to share it with you. You just have to reach out.
Recruiting.
That's all you have to do.
I love it. If you're going to be a millionaire, I learned that maybe 2 years ago. I'm like, okay, my wife used to always be like, damn, Chris, every time we go somewhere, next thing I know, you're doing something with somebody.
That's me too. I'm one of my, I went to a concert one time, of course, before COVID.
Yeah.
Sitting there with my friend, and she turned her back for something, and she turned back around, and I had a tub of popcorn and a drink. And she's like, girl, I didn't see you get up. I said, oh no, meet my friend. She said, you asked them for it. I said, well, I guess they saw I was thirsty and thought I was hungry and got me some popcorn. I don't know. You want some?
You're not a stranger nowhere.
I've never met a stranger.
I love it. Round up. Come on in this evening. I don't know if you celebrate President's Day, but happy President's Day to you. I don't want anybody to hate on me for that. Round up. Greetings. I am Chris Haskins. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. Doing that, I get to hang out with some amazing people. And today we got Stephanie McAnuff. Am I saying that right?
That's right.
I'm so excited to have you. We are recruited. We re-recruited each other. We saw there was a need, and it's crazy how people on the same wavelength, you can get on that wavelength. It's like light speed.
And just connect.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So round up today, a few Q&As. A few quick housekeeping things. Today, we're talking about investing in mobile homes, and Stephanie's time is valuable. So make sure I just opened up the membership for you. There's a link right down. It'll say join if you want to come on board. It's just about the cost of a large Starbucks coffee. All my members, we wanted to offer you something for the busy professional. Wanted to offer you something a little bit extra. So you can join the membership and we will answer your questions first during all of our training and all of my live broadcasts. I know your time is valuable. So if you choose to invest in us so we can keep bringing on guests like this, come on board. Get your questions answered first. So Stephanie, mobile home investing.
That's right.
Country Town, Hicks, Country Bumpkin, and City Slicker. You went from a City Slicker to
a Country Bumpkin.
So you know both sides of the fence.
That's it.
So you are a real estate broker. Tell me about that before we get into this crazy world of mobile homes.
All right. I'm a licensed real estate broker in the state of North Carolina. I'm also licensed in South Carolina and Georgia. Brokerage is a little different in the state of North Carolina. So you can be a real estate agent, which is just working underneath someone. And then you can be a broker, which means that you are in charge of yourself. You can own your own firm, essentially.
So you ain't got to answer to nobody.
You don't have to unless you want to. There's plenty of brokers that work under, a flag. But I choose not to. So
I ain't mad at that. The broker that we deal with here is she's like a one-man show. Bryce well, my thing with y'all don't have to split. If somebody comes to you, you have the entire 3%. You don't got to worry about splitting it with anybody.
That's correct. And I have to say, in mobile homes, most cases I represent buyer and seller.
Wow.
So yeah, in most cases, buyers don't typically come with a broker. And I can explain why I wouldn't recommend a buyer bring a broker to the table. Just because of the simple fact that if a mobile home park is listed, once the competition is really stiff right now in the space because it's double-digit returns, or it used to be double-digit returns. It depends on if you get a good deal. But if you come in as a buyer and you see a property listed and then you want to bring in your broker, you got to think the broker on the other side, more than likely, they have a lot of people wanting to buy the property. And so if they can find someone that doesn't have representation, technically, then they get to keep the entire commission. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that's in every space. Even in single family houses, you may get some agents out there that want the whole goodie. And so therefore, they're not supposed to. They're supposed to accept every person that comes to the table. But we all know
it ain't right, man.
It ain't right. We know
it ain't right, dog. Golly, but you know what? Here's the thing. Don't hate the players. You gotta hate the game. It's like you gotta just learn how to play the game, right?
That's it. So I have buyers that'll come to me, and I don't represent them as a broker, and I don't put myself out that way. But I'll say, if you want some consultation services, meaning you want me to take a look at the property, tell you about some of the pitfalls, the good things, the bad things, blah blah blah. We can do that all day long, and I will not become a burden on your deal.
That's sweet. That's sweet. So round up, make sure you get your questions in today. We're talking to Stephanie. We're going to be going over a lot. I mean, I get to do my Q&A first to ask her the millions of questions that I have about mobile homes, and then get your questions in the chat. Members will be answering questions first. And if you need financing, guys, Fund and Grow has financed $2.8 million for my Roundup homies. That link is in the video description as well. So Steph, you sent me this email about your background. You want to share some of that stuff, so people don't think that you're a human.
That's it. So let's start with what I was saying before. Is I'm a girl from the Bronx, New York, and I was born and raised, and I have no clue about mobile homes, mobile home parks, or anything like that. When my mentor mentioned it to him, mentioned it to me, I thought he was crazy. I started with no money. I did not start off as a broker. I started off as a woman who realized I was in trouble with my house during the housing market, crash back in 2007. Yep. And I saw, or heard on the street about investors, they were calling me, hey, can we help you with your house? And I just took a different approach and said, you know what? Instead of you, helping me with my house and doing whatever you're going to do, teach me what you're doing. I'll work for you for free. Just teach me what you're doing so I can save myself and maybe a couple of other people along with me once I learned how to do this. And that's how I got started. I started doing short sales, started with my own, saved my home, actually sold it and made a profit from it. Went from almost being in foreclosure to making a profit. And then I took that knowledge and leveraged it and started helping others. And the great thing about it is that I didn't charge anyone for my service. And everybody goes, well, how did you do that? Well, back in the day, the lender would not pay an investor on the HUD. They wouldn't pay you to do a short sale. Okay. There was a way, like you could not get your, put a fee, short sale specialist on the HUD. They weren't going to pay you. But
well, that's just how it is. That's
And
yeah. We thought okay. That's how it is.
that's it. Yeah. And I was able to get paid on the HUD. And I was full disclosure to the lenders, and they actually showed me a way to be able to put my fee on the HUD. And that's how I got paid. So the homeowner that was already struggling got to not have a foreclosure, and the bank got a property off their books.
Wow.
And then I went from there to, again, I had that mentor who taught me short sales. He then invested in mobile homes.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me all about it. He said, Steph, single lady, had a son, my son at the time. And he's like, this is a way for you to make money faster than single family homes. Because if you get these, you have to either wholesale it, which is not a problem, or you'll have to rehab it and fix it. And right now, I'm sure you don't have the money to do that, and you don't have the time to waste. So I said, fine. And I started doing mobile homes. And first person that gave me an opportunity was a property manager.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. I can't wait to get into the moving parts of that because did you know my mentor? I'm like, Lonnie Scruggs, you had to have heard of this guy.
Oh, Lonnie Scruggs is like king. That was the first thing I did was read his book.
Deals on Wheels.
Deals on Wheels. That's it.
That is cool that we have a therapist. It's crazy how people touch people and then they get to know each other, and now we're spreading the word, man.
That's it.
And I love the fact that you look like you and you're in this business. Can I say that?
I've been in this business since 2007, 2008. So before it was popular, people would look at me like I had two heads back in the day. If I said, I'm a mobile home investor.
Why is that? You talked about the stigma earlier. Why is that?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you ever drove past a mobile home park, you don't drive past most of the beautiful ones. Let's be real. Okay. Yeah, you don't drive past the beautiful ones. You drive past the ones that look a little rough around the edges. People equate them with low income. They equate them with,
people not paying.
People not paying, drug addicts, kids running all over the place. I don't know if you've ever seen that cartoon, Bebe's Kids, but little Bebe kids, destroying everything. Can't keep a swing because they're gonna tear it apart. People drinking beer, hanging out, and it really is not the case. I mean, I've been in a park where a guy had a Porsche parked right outside his home, and he was 30 years old.
I was gonna say that I've driven through them. I've seen Mercedes Benz, I've seen Escalades, I've seen nice cars.
But see, then people think, oh, you see those nice cars, so they're spending all their money on that, and they're not spending it on their rent, and they're in debt up to their eyeballs or whatever it is.
Good.
And no, not necessarily the case. That young man that had the Porsche, he said, look, I'm an engineer. I'm single. He said, I love cars and I love my Porsche. And I'm very rarely home.
Wow.
He said, so why would I rent some high-end apartment or something like that for thousands of dollars a month when all I'm doing is getting in there and sleeping in and occasionally hanging out and playing video games? He says, so why would I do that when I could spend a couple of $100 a month, put the rest in retirement or my savings or whatever,
You're right,
and have a Porsche?
He's right. I mean, he's right. I can't even deny that.
No.
Can't even deny that.
No.
So who is mobile homes for from around the people that are watching us today? We've got 90 people on here already. Who is this for?
Well, I would say anyone that's looking to invest in real estate. If you're looking to invest in real estate and you don't have a lot of money and you don't have a lot of time, or you're scared, you know what I mean? You're scared to start with single family houses or something where you're talking, the thousands of dollars, or maybe you don't want to do rehabs, that big of a rehab. This is for you. I mean, you can get into mobile homes free.
Wow.
You can get a mobile home for free. I'm not going to say that's the norm, but it's possible. And then you can flip it and make some money.
That is so really cool. Well, I'm just thinking about getting into single family homes. There is no cheap. We pride ourselves by saying no cash, no credit. But that's just a little box. It makes it so much easier if you have financing and all that stuff. But tell us about, I know you mentioned in your bio, tell us about that first deal that kind of made you say that solidified mobile homes was kind of the space that you wanted to live in.
Yeah. So, they tell you to reach out to mobile home park owners and managers, etc. Right. So
Mhm.
I reached out to a manager and a couple of owners, just cold calling. Hey, I don't know anything about mobile homes or mobile home parks, and I'm just trying to learn. And I'll come over and sweep your office or something if you just talk to me and kind of teach teach me a little bit about what you know.
Yeah.
And I had one really nice property manager who would always tell me, "Hey, call me back.
Mhm.
Don't give up on me. Call me back." I never knew what she was talking about, but eventually, I called her one day, and she said, "It's your lucky day." And I said, "Okay, how is it my lucky day?" And she says, "Well, I could not say anything to you all those times we talked, but they're selling the mobile home park, meaning they're selling the land, and they're going to convert it into apartment building. So that means the mobile homes that we have out there, you can come pick as many as you want, as long as you move them and as long as you clean up the lot when you're done."
Mhm.
And
Crazy. Were they empty at the time? Were they empty?
they were empty. So they had given people notice and let them know they needed to move because they were converting it to apartments.
Mhm.
Um, and I think they put the offer out there that people could rent the apartment. So it wasn't like they just kicked everybody out, with no options.
Okay.
But yeah, she came to me and said, "Yeah, you want to come by?" So I immediately, like that next day, I was like, "I will be right there." I went over there and
Hmm.
um, I went over and I just basically said, "Okay, which ones can I pick?" And she said, "You can pick any of them." And when I went through, we went into some of them and she's like, "Oh my God, it smells in here." And I was like, "The smell of money." Is what I told her. And I had no clue what I was talking about. It's just something my mentor used to say. And
True.
so I picked 4 homes. And the reason I only chose 4 is because I had to, of course, find somewhere to put them. Okay. So think of them like cars. If someone offered you 4 free cars and you don't have any parking spaces, you got to go out and find a parking space or a garage. Same thing. So
Gotcha.
I had to go out and find some spaces, some parking spaces. And I had a relationship with an owner at the same time that I used to talk to, older guy,
Different person.
different person. And we used to
Okay.
just talk shop all the time, took me under his wings, was teaching me a little things here or there.
Mhm.
And I called him up and I said, "Look, do you have any empty spaces?" And he said, "Yeah, I have 4."
Empty spaces. No. What do you mean by empty spaces?
So with mobile homes, remember, think of them like cars. They do have wheels underneath them. You need to put them on a lot.
Mhm.
So mobile home parks that everybody probably sees, and they see these mobile homes on them. Not all the time, majority of the time, the land underneath that mobile home is owned by someone else.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the mobile home may be owned by me, and the land may be owned by you, Chris.
Gotcha.
So I am renting the land from you to
Mm.
put my home on top of. That's the difference between a single family house and, a mobile home. A single
Gotcha.
family house, you own the land and the home in most cases.
Most
With
cases.
mobile home, you own only the mobile home
Gotcha.
and not the land. Okay. And so I spoke to him. He said he had these spaces. And I said, "Okay, how much is the lot rent?" And at the time, I don't remember, I think it was $200 a month.
Mhm.
And I said, "Okay." And I took off from there. I had to figure out, how do you move them? Who do you talk to? All this stuff. And my mentor kind of helped me out a little bit, but he was a big believer in do it, fall on your face, get skinned up. I'll be
Mess it
here
up.
to clean you up, but fall on your face a little bit and then you'll figure it out faster. And so I tried to find a mobile home mover. So think of just like a 18-wheeler, like those type of trucks that pick them up and move, 18-wheeler, same thing. And I just called a couple of movers and called the mover and said, "Look, you could rob me blind,
Wow.
literally. But I hope and pray that you don't." Because this is what I'm trying to do. And I don't have a lot of money. I'm learning how to do this. And this is hopefully going to create a legacy for my family, starting with these. So if you can tell me how much it costs to move them and treat me right, I I, I will be forever grateful. And he did. He said, okay. He said, not only am I going to move your mobile homes, I'm going to show you what you need to look for, what questions to ask, and everything you possibly need to know. So if you ever need to move a home again somewhere else and I'm not available or can't do it, and you get someone else, they won't rob you blind either.
Now, was the mover just a mover, or was he in the business too?
He was just a mover. That's all he did was move mobile homes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you got a lot. Man, that's I'm just like you.
I was blessed. I truly was blessed.
What do you attribute that? Because I'm like, that's amazing. You got somebody selling, you got a place to take them, and you got a mover. I mean, that's a lot of moving parts that you were able to put together quickly.
Honestly, I would say just God. I was just blessed. I mean, I think I was in the right place at the right time. My mentor put that bug in my ear. And I'm one of those people, I'm an avid learner. So if you show me something, I just will devour it if I have any interest in it. And I read Lonnie Scruggs and I talk to people, you know, like you were just saying, it's about connection. And I just talk to people and ask questions. Hey, I don't know what I don't know. Yeah, so can you tell me what I don't know? You know? And they answered me.
So you got them moved, you got them hooked up. Let's finish that out.
Yep. So I got them moved, brought them to the new place, put them down on their spot. The guy connected. You put these pillars. They're like cement blocks underneath them. And you have to do them to the regulation. And then you strap them down with the hurricane strap. So he did all of that. And then he did not do my plumbing and he did not do my electrical.
Okay.
So, you know, you got to run those lines underneath the home. And so my mentor, God bless him, said, well, guess what, Stephanie? You're not going to hire anyone to do this. I said, I'm not. He says, no, you can't hire someone to do something that you don't know how to do yourself. And so I said, okay. And it was a nice 90-degree day. And he said, here's your shovel. Let's go. And so I dug the water lines myself along with him and the electric lines, ran them to the power box. Yes, I know how to connect all that stuff. Connected them to the power box, did everything. And I know there's going to be some that's like, wait a minute, what about inspectors? Didn't you have to have a license? We're not going to answer that question. So we did it and we got it all hooked up. And I did call a licensed person because I wanted them to be on record. So when I did call the inspection, it was just, but it was already hooked up by me. They just looked at it. I gave them maybe $100 and they put their name on the permit for me. And that was it.
That's crazy. I got to reintroduce you. Around that, we're here with Stephanie. We're talking about mobile home park investing, mobile home investing. We had 115 people here. Steph, this is a hot topic.
Yeah. And I'm really happy that it's a hot topic. It's something that I've been talking about for years, since 2007, like I said, and I could not get people interested. You know, I just could not. I'm a broker. I sell mobile home parks for a living. I've sold millions of dollars of mobile home parks. Wow. And I will tell you this. First of all, there's not very many people of color. There's more now than has been in the past. And it's just such a great space to be in. It really is, especially for our community or lower income community.
Yeah.
We have the opportunity to offer affordable, nice housing, not just affordable, but nice housing where people may have their own little backyard or front yard or be able to plant flowers.
Wow.
That's big,
man.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier. I'm like, Roundup. I remember just when I first started my career, I'm like, affordable housing. I was looking into it. But now that I really look into it, it ain't going nowhere.
It's not. And I want you guys to think about COVID. Who's getting affected? You know, there's people losing their jobs, etc. So you can imagine if you're living in some high-rise building.
You're done.
That's it. And who are the ones that still have their job? People in retail.
Wow.
You know, and where can they live? In a mobile home that's affordable.
You're right.
Now, don't get me wrong, you can still make money from a mobile home. So even though we're talking affordable housing, you can make money in a mobile home. No, you're not probably renting them for $1,000 a month, but you're renting them with enough spread that you can make money. Minimum of $300, I would say, a month spread that you can make. So remember, I told you, you don't own the land. So you're renting the land from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it. If you're renting the land from them, and let's say the rent for that is $200, like it was for me for my first 4 homes. I'm going to tell you guys, I sold those homes, or I did rent to own. I got $1,500 down, and I rented them out at that time for $550 a month.
Yeah, break that down. How does that work with the land rental and your payment?
$1,500 a month. I mean, $1,500 is what I got as a down payment. Mm-hmm. I rent to own them for 3 years, right? I just came up with the number and rent to owned it for that amount to recoup what I was making. And then the rent was $550. So the rent on the land is $200. So that means I get to pay, Mr. Owner, I get to pay him $200 a month out of that $550. I get to pocket $350 a month every month for 3 years.
Wow.
On 4 homes. Now think about it. Unfortunately, and fortunately for me, there's people that don't stay in homes for very long. That doesn't matter where you go. It could be a high-end apartment.
That's just real estate.
That's it. You got to move. It's too small. It's too big. Whatever it is, right? So those homes, I've had $1,500 probably 4 or 5 times each time. Plus the $350 I was making per month. That's
just stupid money. I don't think I don't even know my round that break. Say that one more time so they can give them a 40,000 foot view.
All right, so let's break this down. I put 3. I'm going to only use one home. I put $3,000 into one home. $3,000.
You're in it for $3,000. Okay.
I'm in it for $3,000.
Is this a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom?
It was a 3-bedroom.
1 bath, 2 bath?
2 baths.
Okay, that's a nice product.
Oh yeah. So $3,000 out of pocket. I did a rent to own. So this is somebody that wants to eventually own this home outright. They're not renting it from me, so I'm not dealing with running toilets or any of that stuff. They came to me, they said, we want to rent to own this. It was $1,500 down plus the first month's rent.
So that's $1,500 plus $550.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever.
You can make it even. Let's say $500. Let's just make it a round number. So we're looking at $2,000.
3 out, 2 back, and you get first month lot rent, right?
That's it. Oh, I didn't tell you that. So you usually can make arrangements to get a couple of months free lot rent.
Oh, really?
So I was able to get this up and running, and I think he gave me 3 months, and I got it up and running in 30 days.
So you got 3 out, 2 back.
That's it.
And then you got 3 months of free lot rental. So you're at 20. You're in it for nothing.
There you go.
Got 2 months up front. Man, that's crazy.
But so I made my money back. So then I made $300. Really, I made $350 for each month. So in the first 3 months of owning that home, I was free and clear. After that, I was cash flowing every month. $350 for that one home. And I had 4 of them. So there was $350 for that one home. And then what would happen is, well, I think on that one of my first ones, the person was there probably 6 months, and they had to leave, or I can't remember what happened, but they left. They don't get their deposit back because they didn't fulfill the lease, right? So they didn't get that $1,500 back. So that means I got to put another person in there for another $1,500. So I was making money.
That is stupid. So I'm imagining, I talk to people all the time, $100,000 out. And I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
Rental property, we got, let's just say in an average market, 80 to 100,000 for a rental property to make $300 a month, right? That's average, generally speaking, right? And you're talking about $3,000 to make 300. It's just a no-brainer. I think that you have some secrets, obviously, because I tried this many, many years ago. I remember we were talking last night about the way you approach people, you
Yeah.
negotiate, your strategy and all that stuff. I can't wait till we get, I mean, well, obviously we can't cover everything tonight, but so you had a lot of moving parts working for you. You got it all set up. Tell me about the people that what is your ideal person that you rent to?
I mean, at that time I wasn't a licensed real estate agent. So, I was just Stephanie from the street, that was it. Yeah, I had
From the block.
really no knowledge about it. Before we move on, I want to say it sounds like I was just lucky. And there may be some people out there like, that's just luck. I'm not lucky. It was not luck. It's called hustle.
You're lucky. The harder you work, it's crazy. Like the harder I work, you get lucky.
Get your hustle on. Ask those questions. If you run into a brick wall like I did, like I told you, I didn't know how to move these things. You know what I mean? Where do you get a mover from? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I went and Googled it. I mean, so, you can do it. But honestly, mobile home investing, you can get in. It's such a low barrier of entry. It really is. And there's not as many moving pieces as you might think.
I'm just thinking with a single family home, you got 80,000 out, right? If it goes to hell, you're in trouble.
That's it.
You got that debt. But I'm like, if I got $3,000 and the whole deal goes to crap, I'm just like, no, it didn't work.
That's it. But here's the great thing. I'm a big believer. I fight for things. So it's not going to go to crap. Because even if you put $3,000 in, let's just say you did, and you have no clue, and you're like, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm out. Like, I can't do this. Guess what? There is an investor out there that will buy that home for at least $3,000.
That is true.
For what you put in it.
About that. Yeah. Good point.
And if you're just honest with them, like, hey, I got in over my head on this project. Give me what I put in it. I'm not even trying to make a project. Just give me what I put in it. Who's not going to take that?
That's true. That's true. Wow. Okay, so now fast forward. What does your life look like now? We got a million questions coming in. So we got those first 4 came together. Give us a quick progression. And obviously,
so did those first 4, and then after that, I started I was still doing short sales at that time. So I was just heavily in that short selling homes, finding them, flipping them, wholesaling them, rehabbing them, and then I ended up becoming a mobile home park broker. I became the mobile home park broker of the Southeast, basically. And just a bunch of the good old boys, my buddies, they took me under their wing. And when I went to them, I just believe in full disclosure. So I became this broker at a large real estate firm. And they called me in. They said, we heard you do mobile homes. And I said, yeah. I do mobile homes. And they said, well, we'd like you to be, the head of that division. I said, division? Who else is in it? They said, well, you. You would be the division.
You are the division.
And I said, okay, well, I really don't know much about selling mobile home parks. Like, I deal with mobile homes, but I've never done a mobile home park. They said, I believe you'll figure it out. I said, okay. And so I went to my mentor. He said, do it. You'll figure it out. And so I did. And I got some people, that took me under their wing. And I went to some conference. It was a mobile home park conference with owners and operators and managers. And they were there. And I showed up as a broker and I literally walked around. And they said, well, what do you do? Now you can imagine I'm there. And yes, I was the only Black person there.
Wow.
It was an attraction. I was an attraction. Everybody was like, trying to figure out why I was there,
What you doing here?
Yeah, and I had a lot approach me and say, what do you do? Like, who are you? Do you own a park? And I said, no, I'm a broker. And if I could be honest with you, I really don't know much about this industry. I own a few mobile homes. I don't know much about the industry of the whole entire park, but I'm just here to learn.
Wow.
And one guy told me, do you have any business cards? I said, yeah. He said, how many do you have? I said, well, I bought a box. And he said, go get the whole box. And I went and got my box and he said, let's go. And he literally walked me around to everyone and said, take her card. You see this girl right here? We are going to be the reason that she learns this business. Do you understand me? And he took me around and still know him to this day. And he made me hand out my card. And people wanted to sit down and talk to me. And what do you need to know? And if you ever have a hiccup, you call me. And that's what I did. And I learned the business. I mean, basically what they told me is they didn't want me to be a goober. It was their exact words. They were like, you're not going to be a goober real estate agent. And I'm like, what's a goober? What does that mean? They said a real estate agent that will go out here and put properties up for sale at some ridiculous price that no one's going to buy because they don't really know what they're doing.
It sounds like you might be anointed in this business.
I think I am. I mean, I've had some interesting moments of one year going to Vegas to a conference because someone called me, a broker from California called me and he said, are you going to go to XYZ conference in Vegas? And I said, no, I don't know why I would go there. It's on the West Coast. No one knows me over there. He said, Stephanie, we know you.
Get out of here.
And I said, no. He said, look, I have mileage. I'll buy your ticket.
What just in the world?
And he gave me his points and I went and I took my son with me and we're walking around and people are like, it's her. And I'm like, and my son's like, what is going on? And I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, Mom, I think they know you. I think he was right. And I'm like, okay. And they did know me. And it was pretty cool.
Too much.
It was pretty
Round
cool.
up, get your questions in. I got a few more questions and I'll let you guys take over. Stephanie's here talking about investing in mobile homes and mobile home parks. I'm going to talk about how it is owning one. And I want you to tell us the difference between renting and owner financing in 1 second.
Sure.
Round up. If you're interested in becoming a member, it's just the price of a large cup of coffee. We will get to questions. If you see that join button right down there, you hit that join. All members' questions will be answered first. And if you need financing, fund and grow, that link is in the video description as well. Let's talk about why you don't do regular rentals and you do owner financing for my rounduppers that don't quite understand seller finance.
Well, I do both. Back then I started with doing rent to own because I needed that money. I needed to recoup that $3,000 and I wanted to do it in a faster way. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I did rent to own. You can do a rental, just a straight rental, just like anything else.
You do those too?
I do those too. I have a couple right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple right now. The only difference is that you have to deal with some running toilets. You have to deal with the issues that occur. So, I'm really selective as to the homes that I will use as a rental because of the location, etc. It's just like as if you had a single family house that you decide you want to turn into a rental. You just look at the property and whether or not it's best to hold on to it because it's a really good home.
Well, you holding on to it either way from what you're telling me. But even for me, when I do my lease options, I might sell the house 3 times. Sounds like it's the same thing with.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's no difference between a mobile home and a stick-built house. There's some nuances to it, but it's the same skill set you're learning for that is the same skill set for a mobile home.
That's it right over.
Yeah, it's just a different language. So
you do rentals. What do you prefer? Do you like rent? I mean, I like lease options or rent to owns better. Which one do you prefer? What do you care?
I like rent to owns better only because I don't want to have to deal with the maintenance issue.
Yeah, don't call me.
Yeah, don't call me. I don't want to know. You're hot. Here's a fan. I'm quite cool in my place. I know. I'm just
That's terrible. The roundup. So what we're talking about is what Stephanie is doing is making the tenant part owner at that time. What's the mindset of that occupant as opposed to a renter, Stephanie, so people will understand?
Well, when you have rent to own, they have the ownership pride. Because think about it. It's like if you have a car, right, and you got this car and that car has to get you back and forth to work every day, you're going to take care of it. Mm-hmm. You're going to take care of it. You're going to keep it clean on the inside. You're going to make sure the oil's changed. It's the same thing with rent to own. When people realize they can't afford to buy it outright and they're getting the opportunity of ownership a little at a time, it's no different than having a Visa credit card. They're able to buy it a little at a time. And then at the end of it, they get to own their own home. And Sweet. Here's the great thing about mobile homes. Once they own it, whatever that lot rent is then becomes their rent. So if the lot rent is only $200 a month, then when they were paying you $500 a month, their rent just went down by $300.
So now they don't even know you. Okay, so all they have is taxes and or do you have
Have taxes. It's just like, those four homes I mentioned.
yeah.
What do you think my taxes were on each one of those homes?
I mean, well, my real estate taxes on one of my rental properties is like $1,800 a year. So I mean, I have no clue. I don't know.
$25
A month?
a year.
Unreal, man. Basically zero.
Basically. Now that depends on the county, but you're still, I have some where my taxes are $300 a year. But at the end of the day, it's nothing.
It's negligible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is so crazy.
Yeah.
I've been doing
So they have the pride of ownership, and when you do it that way, they will maintain the yard, they will maintain the inside of the home, because why would they tear up something that they own? They don't look at it, I'm going to own this. They own it.
I love it. Same thing with these options with houses. I mean,
that's it.
You got so much less risk. So my last question, I got just 40 minutes. We got question Q&A coming. How is it owning a mobile home park? I mean, good gosh.
It's not that different than owning single family houses or, in one location. That's really all it is. The particular park that I'm involved with is what we call all park owned homes. We're going to teach you a little bit of language in mobile home space. Okay. There's two types of mobile homes. When you're looking at a mobile home park. There's a mobile home that could be owned by the resident. So the person that lives there owns that home.
That's the seller financing we were talking about a minute ago.
Not even seller financing. Just look at it as the person who's living in that mobile home owns the home. That means they cashed you out, they paid it, they own the home.
All they got is lot rent.
That's it. They are considered a lot renter.
Okay.
Then the other type of home that you have is what we call a park-owned home, which means that the person who owns the land, the park, owns the home as well.
Okay.
So they own the land and they own the home. So that would be considered a park-owned home. So the park that I'm involved with is all park-owned homes. So that means we own the land and we own the homes. So that means that you have to deal with some maintenance issues.
Management.
That's it. You have to deal with some maintenance issues because, people's, my light fixture isn't working or, my refrigerator went out or something like that.
Yeah.
So that type of mobile home park is just like an apartment building. It's just spread out.
Okay. All right.
That's what you're looking at.
So they pay one rent. They don't have land rent.
No, they have one rent. That's it.
Roll that in. Is one more advantageous than the other?
I would advise more lot rentals, especially if you're looking at not being involved with the property on a daily, monthly basis as much.
Gotcha.
Because if you have land, basically you're renting the land.
Mm-hmm.
I know everyone's seen RVs or campers. Think of it like that. Except with this, they don't move. People are not going to pick up and drive away and go, it's cold here, I'm going to Florida. They're going to just hunker down because that's their home.
I'm like owning the land. If I could charge for rent, it's almost like I'm thinking about a garage in New York. You're just charging for the.
That's it. It is a garage. It is a glorified parking lot.
Is this as we approach this tiny house world or phenomenon? Is our mobile homes? Are they getting in more demand? Is it more attractive to people? I don't know.
As far as like renters or tenants,
just the American psyche, like as opposed to when we were coming up in the I guess from 2000 to maybe 2015, it was like McMansion. Everybody was bigger. Now it's almost like reverse.
Yeah, a lot of people are wanting a minimalist lifestyle.
Yeah,
so that's why they're going into the tiny houses. And you do have more people wanting to downsize, or COVID has brought a lot of stuff to light for many people.
We're going back,
realizing what they don't have and
what's important.
Yeah, and how close they are to the edge, etc. And so a lot of people may be just, you know what, we're just going to downsize. We're going to move into this mobile home for X amount of years and pay much less in rent, and then move to the McMansion, but we can afford it, you know?
What type of occupancy? My last one, I promise y'all. Y'all can have it. What type of occupancy rate? Say you got, I don't know how many lots or how many units. Are we looking at usually 90%? Does it go up and down?
I'm usually stay at about 90%. I very rarely go below that. I mean, COVID has been a little tougher. Not, believe it or not for demand. My demand is through the roof. I put something out, I think, on Craigslist, and I had 73 people respond to me within an hour and a half period. It was
that is stupid. Ridiculous. What is your rents, by the way? I'd be curious.
The rents run from $550 to $750 a month.
Here's the thing: you can't live nowhere. You can't live nowhere for $500.
And we're talking about 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. I make sure that the homes are in a condition that I would want to live in it, that I would want to put a family member in it.
That is just crazy. Well, that's all I have. I mean, obviously, I got to talk a million questions, but listen, we put a link in the video description, right? So I was talking to Stephanie over the weekend. She's like, you know what, Chris, maybe we could put together a course or some type of a special training for your Roundup homies. If you want us to notify you of that, make sure you join our list. That's going to be, if you click show more in the video description, you'll see a little link there. You'll see her beautiful smile. Join our email list. Is free. All you're doing is letting us know that, hey, I'd like to know more about this mobile home investing world. I'd like to know more about that. So we put that in. This is a landing page. You give us your email, and I am going to personally work with Stephanie on this. We already talked about it, because that's like, man, as we come to this crazy end of this COVID, affordable housing ain't going nowhere, y'all.
Yeah, no.
Ain't going nowhere. All right, let's get to some Q&A. You ready?
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Get your questions in the box. We got some members here. Hey, Mark, how you doing, my friend? Good seeing you. Thank you for coming on with us. If you want your questions answered first, please hit that join button and we'll get you in here. Another member, Daddy Buys Houses. How you doing? Dad Buys Houses. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for supporting us. Let's see. Roundup Duke Ellie here. Fighter Palette. What's good, my friend? BT wants to know, as first-time homebuyer, do you purchase your home first to live in it for a short period of time and then sell it, or what would you do?
I mean, you can purchase a mobile home. I mean, if you're transitioning or trying to save up money, or, you know, rather have your money go into investing, it would be a great idea to move into a mobile home. And one, you'll know what your tenants are experiencing by living in a mobile home. And live in there for a couple of months and then rent it out or sell it. I actually taught my nephew that. My nephew's in the National Guard, and he was looking to buy a house. And I'm like, why would you buy a house when you don't know if you're going to be stable yet? Buy a mobile home and live in it. And then when you're ready, sell it. And that's what he did. He bought it, actually bought it from me. And now he's about to flip it and buy a single family house. He saved so much money.
What?
Yeah.
That is really cool. So BT, you heard it from the horse's mouth, man. She's the lady doing this thing. So give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. Marianne, I'm one of our members. How you doing? Good seeing you. Thank you for coming in. Dana, we have the monthly joining fee is once a month. It's less than a Starbucks coffee once a month. We'll get your questions answered first. I'm going to be doing more stuff too, but this is the entry-level membership. We got a whole lot of stuff we're rolling out for you this year. Rent BT. Is rented out, get 20%? Oh, she wants to move to North Carolina and use her VA.
Okay, so mobile homes are more, think of it like a car. So it's not under the, getting a loan or any of that. You wouldn't need to do that. If you can probably come up with $5,000, maybe $3,000, and then rehab it, fix it up to your liking, you can get a mobile home just straight out without having to get a loan. It's difficult to get a loan on a used mobile home.
Stay right there. Explain that.
The reason why is because lenders, one, they think they lose their value. They don't, but they think they lose their value, and so they're not willing to finance it. That's number one. Number two, they are on wheels. So, the wheels are usually taken off, but the axles are still there.
Okay.
And if you've ever seen the Trailer Park Boys, you can get a dually truck and hook it up, and you can move it if you wanted to. So lenders are just not very open, even with mobile home parks. We're talking even if you have a mobile home park that's $500,000, $600,000, multiple homes, it's difficult to get financing on mobile home parks or mobile homes. It's just the industry doesn't look at them very well.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're talking about either owner financing or cash?
That's it. Or renting for a little bit. I mean, yeah.
So round up. Let me make sure I remind you. We got 160 people here. We do have a link in the video description. Stephanie is working on a mobile home park training, mobile home investing training. If you would like to get more information on that, make sure you click that link in the video description just to stay on our list so we can keep you informed of as she's putting together that training. Okay. What else we got here? Rent out. Jay Black says that's why it's easy because you're a broker. I don't know. I want you to stay there for a minute, Stephanie.
So remember, I didn't start off as a broker, and me being a broker, I'm not really utilizing that skill to find used mobile homes and to either rehab them or rent them out. All I'm doing is going to someone. I'll make it even simple. I know we've all seen an abandoned mobile home.
Yeah.
You've seen it, not bad, not where trees are growing out outside of it, but you might see the windows are a little boarded up or they're broken. You don't need to be a broker to go over and find out what's going on with that home. And hey, I'm interested in buying it.
How long? Give me the time frame from when you did those 4 till you got your broker's license. It wasn't like immediately.
No, it wasn't immediately. It was probably 3 or 4 years later when I ended up getting my license. And I only got my license because of short sales, because the industry was changing, and I wanted to be a professional and not seen as a shark, So, and I got my broker's license.
There you go, Jay. So I don't know. I don't think the broker has anything to do with it.
No.
Especially at the beginning. I mean, you did those 4. You know what people would die to have $300 a month cash flow? That is like, I mean, that's a full rental property right there.
It paid my rent.
If you want your information, I'll put that. I will get your information and put it in the video description. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Are you on? What are you on? Facebook or Insta? What are you on?
Facebook. I have my own website, Instagram.
I guess you can go ahead and tell them now, and then I'll put it in the description as well. How do people get in touch with you?
On everything, it's McAnuff. It's my last name, McAnuff Group. McAnuff Group, and you'll find me. I will let you know. I'm updating some things. Chris is hooking me up with realizing how much all this digital stuff is really key. I really just stay with mobile homes. I love what I do. So
good.
I don't really have much of an online presence, but we're getting there.
We're working on that. Good Lord. You get out of dinosaur. Get out of this.
Bronx in the house. Hey, Bear.
Bronx in the house. BT. She's in the house too. Oh, man. Boogie down. It's crazy. You never know where people coming from, man. Sandra Stevens wants to know, how can I get started in this mobile home business? You got anything you would drop on her?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what do you want to do. If you're starting with no money, then do what I said. Look around at abandoned mobile homes. Look for mobile homes that are just sitting there. And the reason why they're sitting there, especially in a park, is because the owners, they're making their money. Think about it. They're making their money hand over fist.
Yep.
And so somebody might have abandoned a home. That means they don't have the title to the home. The owner of the land does not have the title to the home. And so they're like, just leave it alone. Mm-hmm. You may be able to do something with that home. You'll have to get the title. It's not hard. It's a process, but it's not hard. And then get that home, fix it up, and guess what? You got an up and running rental property.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Sandra, good for you. So listen, it's not rocket science, but here's the thing. I'm like, Stephanie got the blueprint.
Yeah, it's really learning the language. Once you learn the language, like I just gave you 2 terms, lot rental and park owned home. Now, once you learn that language, you're halfway in. I mean, those are the two key things that you need to know in this industry. What is the difference? What is the difference? And that's it.
BT also wants to know, in the mobile home, can you use tankless water heaters instead of a hot water heater?
Yeah, you can. You can. You have to maybe do some modifications, because if you get a 1980s mobile home, you know, it may not be ready for, you know, that type of system, but it can be done.
Can be done.
I've seen mobile. Think of these people that are turning school buses into, you know, traveling RVs. It's no different. No different.
Coffee wants to know: is this happening in the Los Angeles area where the rents are high?
Yeah, there's mobile home parks in all states except for Hawaii. So yeah, there's mobile homes out there. The lot rent may be, if I'm not mistaken in my research, I think lot rent may be like $600 a month or something out there, which is not bad considering that area. There's mobile homes in upstate New York. I don't know of any mobile home parks in the Bronx, but there's some in upstate New York. And usually their lot rents are low.
Roundup, we got 170 people on talking about mobile home park and mobile home investing. Thank you for joining us, y'all. Make sure if you want your question answered first, hit that join button. Members will have questions first for our members. And there's a link in the video description if you want to hear more from Stephanie and her mobile home training course that was coming very, very soon.
Answer one question real quick?
Go ahead. Is there one here that I missed?
Yeah, well, I saw one for come up. It says, can mobile homes be put on Section 8? Yes,
I didn't see that one. Okay, go
I
ahead.
have Section 8 tenants.
Nice. My favorite tenant.
On Section 8. They can also be on the rent-to-own program of Section 8 that a lot of people don't realize exists.
The rent for Section 8.
Yep. Section 8 now, you can do a rent-to-own program where you can, you know, own your own home, and it does work for mobile homes as well.
Gotcha. How to make it? Mr. K wants to know, love to see Black people doing well. Yes, it seems like they don't want to invest. I love this because people who look like me is motivating you. Good for you, Mr. K. Good. Gentleman's Style Podcast. How do evictions work if you don't get paid, Steph?
I've had a few evictions, even during COVID. It works just like any other property. So you do in North Carolina, we have to give a 10-day notice. So you give your 10-day notice. After 10 days, if they don't pay their rent, then you just do a summary ejectment. You go to court and you do your paperwork for summary ejectment. And then if you go to court, and here in North Carolina, they're very landlord friendly. So, you know, the tenant can go in and say all kinds of things, you know, hey, they had roaches and rats. I got attacked by an alien in the house and whatever. They can say whatever they come up with, but at the end of the day, the judge is going to say, according to our law, if there was something that you did not like, you should have filed against the landlord. But instead, they filed against you, and therefore, do you have your rent? No, you have 10 days to vacate.
Good.
So, yeah.
At least for the land. Good questions, y'all. Timing is everything. Do you have Covered Up wants to know, do you have a website to share so far?
Yes, it's McAnuffGroup.com.
And we'll put that in there too. I'll get all the data and put it in the video description. Covered Up. Sorry about that. I should have got that before we started.
Awesome.
Jay Black says he doesn't have that type of luck like you do, Stephanie.
Well, Jay, we got to work with you. We got to work on your positive mindset.
That's
Jay,
true.
you can have anything that you want if you put your mind to it. If you put it out there and say, I can do this, don't get me wrong. You're going to get some bumps. You're going to get some licks and some bruises. Yeah. But you're going to get through it. And you're going to come through it like everyone else.
Can't give up.
Yeah.
Rito, do you have anything for sale now, Stephanie?
No, I just sold a mobile home park. It closed today. So if you're looking for a mobile home park, right now I don't have a park. I have a mobile home if you want to take on a project to rent. Okay. To get and rehab and fix it up in one of my parks. I do have a mobile home in South Carolina.
Gotcha. D Grant, you're interested. Okay, if you're interested in Stephanie's training, there's a link. It's just a landing page. You'll see her beautiful smile. Just put your information and your biggest question. I really want to know, when you sign up, put your email in there. Just put, what is your biggest question with mobile homes? Oh, my boy, Jamie. What up, Jamie? How you doing, my friend? Candace, are you wholesaling these? Can you wholesale mobile homes? If so, who are the buyers?
Yeah, you can wholesale mobile homes. And just like with houses, there are people out there looking for mobile homes. You may even be able to find owners. You got to remember there's mobile home park owners that have vacant lots. They have vacant parking spaces and they want to fill those parking spaces. And so if you can find them a home and sell and wholesale it to them so they can move it and fill that vacant parking space, you just made them money, because a vacant parking space is not making any money.
Vacant parking space, right?
It's just vacant parking space.
Here's one of our members. Mark wants to know, what's up, Mark? Good afternoon. He's from NYC. Okay, home of the Mets.
Oh yeah, Mets.
Do you work with investors? He's interested in ready to go.
Yeah, I do work with investors. I love working with investors. Just talking shop, telling you where to get started. Like go back to Jay. People like you that feel like you can't do it, I'm a resource for you. Yes. I know the doubts and being scared.
Here's another one of our members. Dad buys houses. Where do you get your mobile home vacant lists?
There's no vacant list, unfortunately. It's not like you can use a system like PropStream or something like that.
Yeah.
This is really just driving, finding a mobile home park. That's what I did. That's how I got with the owner and developed that relationship. It's just seeing a mobile home park, finding the office and going in and saying, hey, this is what I'm up to. And please make sure you ask them, how can you support them? Please don't go in and just ask what they can do for you. Make sure you share with them what you can do for them. Hey, do you have vacant spots? I can help you fill those. I can help you make money. You'll get a better response.
I cannot wait I want to see you have a script. Give before you ask.
Yeah.
Give before you ask.
Yeah.
Good one. Mark, what is the life of these homes, Stephanie?
Oh, I have a 1969 mobile home.
That's 50 years. Wow. Some houses don't even last that long. I'm turning downtown houses. So it sounds like you got to make sure that the upkeep and maintenance.
Upkeep them. Yeah. So, an older home like that, you definitely have to go in and do some upgrades over time. So it's not everything inside is original 1969, of course. It has a water heater and everything else. So.
Dad, one of our members wants to know, where should I look for a mobile home and who should move them? Can a mobile home go?
You can look on Facebook Marketplace, believe it or not. You can look on Craigslist, anywhere, offer up, let go. Just type in mobile home and you should be able to find them. As far as who can move them, you have to check for your local area. Probably can do a Google search and type in mobile home mover. Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to find, can a mobile home go? That's
any vacant lot. Can it go in any
vacant lot? That's kind of a trick question. It depends on the size. So if you have a mobile home that is 14 by 70, so it's 14 feet wide, 70 feet long, then and you have a space that's only 12 by 50, obviously it won't be able to go there. But most mobile homes in the spaces are built for at least a 14 by 70 or 14 by 80. Maybe not a double wide trailer in a mobile home park, because most of those spaces are equipped for single wide mobile homes.
Single wide. You're getting into some technical stuff now. We gotta. Duke, give us a thumbs up, please, if you don't mind. Please set us a thumbs up for optimization purposes. You guys, round up homies. We got Stephanie here talking about mobile home investing. This is, powerful stuff. Steph, I gotta take a few more questions. I know your time, and I'll let you go. Somebody says you're giving out great information.
Thank you.
Covered Up wants to know, are there special government programs for low-income mobile housing development?
I'm assuming you're talking about like building one from scratch. Like I said, it's really tough to get financing for mobile homes.
You said that.
The government, it's not really the government, it's really the municipality. So I can't speak for every area, but in North Carolina and South Carolina, a lot of the municipalities won't allow you to build a mobile home park from scratch because that you're going to take down the value of the area.
They're trying to get out. They want to have the highest and best. They want to have
That's it.
higher taxes.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
So that'd be a little challenging. What else we got here? Info information. Yeah, Tony gives a thumbs up. Janelle says, "Thank you so much. This is great information. Thanks for doing this." Yes.
You're welcome, Janelle.
Yes. Candace, put your information. Make sure you're on our list for a course. The link. Do you have a course mentorship? Structure the loan. That's a good one. Fighter pilot. How did you structure that loan for $3,000? For the $3,000 stuff.
Okay, so it wasn't a $3,000 down payment. So I got the mobile home. I moved the mobile home, and out of pocket total, I was out of pocket $3,000. It cost me $1,500 to move it and set it up, and then I had supplies, of course, for the water line, the electric. The home was really good inside. I just had to go in there and clean it myself, and threw some roach bombs and called it a day. And then I rent to own. So the person came, hey, I want to rent this home. I say, hey, how would you like to own it instead of renting it? And they were like, what does that look like? I said, you give me $1,500 down. This is how much the home is going to cost. And I can't remember. I think I sold it for $15,000 or something. It was like, how much the home is going to cost. And this is how much you're going to pay per month. And in 3 years, you'll own the home. And that's how I did it.
$15,000.
Yeah. And remember, I got the home for free.
Good. Coffee wants to know if he lives in LA, he or she, I don't know. Can you do this long distance stuff?
Yes, you can. You can do it long distance. If you do, you just, of course, would not get a home that you have to move and set up somewhere else and all that kind of stuff, because you probably want to physically be there to make sure they actually move the home where you want it to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do it long distance.
Yeah. Countryman, what is it? Rehab? That's a good one. Chris Allen wants to know, what about rehabs and investing with mobile homes? The renovation.
Yeah, I just rehabbed the one I told you about my nephew lived in. I got it free. I got it for free, and I moved it. Actually moved it for free. That's a little trade secret. Made a deal with the park owner, and so I had no out-of-pocket costs. And then what I did was I rehabbed the home. So I found me a contractor. They rehabbed it. I think I put $5,000 into the home.
Okay.
I had a lot to do. I had to put the air conditioner back on, the skirting, the water, the sewer, the electric. I painted the inside, new flooring. So that kind of stuff, cosmetic stuff.
Ain't bad.
Yeah, patched up the roof a little bit, and that's the one my nephew actually bought me out of, and he's been living in there, and he's in love. He has his kids, and they think it's a palace.
So what did you spend on that?
Total, I was out about $5,000.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've done that before, and I've sold them for $25,000.
Good Lord.
On rent to own. Or I have had people come to me and say, I'll give you cash. I literally have brought homes in, have not fixed them, has not touched them. I got one for $500. A guy came to me and said, I'll give you cash. How much you want? I said, give me $8,000. It's yours. He gave it to me, and it was his. I made $7,500 profit on that.
Roundup. This is just stupid, man. Hood handyman. Thank you for your love offering, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. We appreciate you for helping us keep our channel moving. Jay Hill says she loves interviews like this one. He or she, I don't know. Let's see. We got one more here. Man, a million questions. Guys, if you want your questions answered first, make sure you hit that button to join our channel. I can only take so many questions during these trainings here. Deborah says, if you own the land, do you put these types of homes in a land trust?
You can, if you own the land. It just depends. If you own the land, it really wouldn't be no reason to put it in a land trust unless you're going to be renting it out and making it, a rental or rent to own. Then yeah, maybe you want to protect yourself a little bit by putting it in a land trust and not in your personal name.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Financing. Joshua. Hey, Joshua, have you ever bought tax deed mobile homes, Stephanie?
I have not. In North Carolina, I don't usually have to deal with those, but I did have my mentor lose a home that way.
They didn't pay the taxes?
Well, yeah, he had 15 mobile homes, and he missed paying taxes on one of them. And how he found out it was like, your home has been sold, and the guy that bought it with the tenant in place.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he lost. I forgot
Mm.
it was minimal. Maybe $1,500 is what he owed in taxes or something. So
Bernard wants to know: do you invest in newer homes or older homes, or does it matter, Steph?
I typically invest in older homes. Anything below 2005, 2010 is what I typically invest in. You get them at a better price.
Gotcha. Rob C. Stephanie, congratulations. Would you recommend going around the 55 plus communities in some of your?
Actually, you want to hear a secret? Don't tell anyone. I manage properties, and I actually live in a brick house on the land of a mobile home park that is a senior community.
Look at that. Unreal.
The only thing you need to consider with senior communities, and it doesn't matter what you do, is that there may be an income cap. Most seniors are on fixed incomes.
Yeah, it's true.
So you gotta really consider that you're not going to be able to go in there and raise the rents crazy, or take advantage of anything that's going out in the market because they're on a fixed income.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, just consider it.
I'm telling you, man, 55 plus. Anything geriatrics, affordable housing, you just can't lose. You
can't.
That's it. Listen, Steph, let me see. I don't see any more members services here. Guys, give us a real game. Final thoughts. We got 160 people here. I'm gonna let you go, Steph. I know everybody's crazy. Final thoughts. What would you say to somebody that's getting ready right now, wants to get started in mobile home investing, or at least wants to kind of consider that an option for this year?
Well, like I said, I believe in keeping things low cost. Maybe go to your local library, or believe it or not, go on Amazon. You can find some books on mobile homes and mobile home investing. Lonnie Scruggs, Deals on Wheels. Get those types of books. Read those. Don't think that you're going to read them and be able to go out and get a mobile home. Just read them over and over and over again. It's a whole different language.
Concepts.
Yep, whole different language. Once you learn the language, then go out. Look on Facebook Marketplace. See if you see someone that has a mobile home for sale. What's the worst thing that can happen if you hit them up in Messenger or call them and say, hey, I see you have this mobile home. Can I come see it? Mm-hmm. And that way you just do that a couple of times until you get comfortable. It's really not that hard. It really isn't. It's money. It can be scary. It's a new venture. And again, you're going to get some bumps and bruises. But hey, that's why you have people like Chris and I and other people, and that can help you out. Just hit us up.
I'm like 3,000 stuff. I spend that on. I mean, I've had people steal my appliances, stole my heat pump. I'm just like, the amount of money you're putting out is like a mistake in the single family world.
Yeah,
It's like,
it really is. Don't get me wrong. I love single family houses. I do that as well. Just every once in a while I get the Jones for it, and I'll wholesale a couple of houses. But my love and my passion is in mobile homes and mobile home parks, because
so cool.
Anyone can get in. I can get a high school student right now if you got a couple of bucks, and I can get them in have their own rental property.
I'm so happy for you. Listen, guys, we're going to be working on. Let us know questions. Put a sign up for Stephanie's training. We're going to work on that over the next few weeks. She's going to put together something for you real special to walk you step by step. I promise you. She got some secrets. She got some stuff. And I don't even necessarily think it's secrets. It's just what you have known, what the negotiating strategies. Remember, you said yesterday, you can't just go into a mobile home park manager and try to go take over. They're going to look at you like you crazy.
And just keep in mind, again, I'm just a girl from the Bronx, and I know what it's like to, grow up with single mom, took really good care of us.
Wow.
And I just want to give back. I want people to know that you can invest. You can invest in something that has more security. And you can learn this. You can do this.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, round up. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share with any other investors that are thinking about getting into mobile homes. Stephanie's link is below to sign up for. So make sure you give us your email address so we can let you know when, as we approach getting the mobile home park training done. Stephanie, it's been a pleasure.
Been great, guys. Thank you.
All right, round up. I'll see you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace.